right, the guitars are going, the strings are flying, and you're tuning into the show right here on Shaw TV. Welcome to episode number 80, which is also broadcast on the opening day of the NHL season. That's why I got my Habs jersey on. Howie's got a Canucks jersey. Todd's got his Maple Leafs underwear, which he showed us earlier. And our sound guy Scott's wearing a rugby jersey, so I'm not really sure what the heck's going on with that. Anyways, our musical guest in behind me right now is Laryssa Campbell. She's originally from Prince Rupert, but we're very, very happy to have her now on the island as part of the Vancouver Island music scene. We're going to hear more of her songs as well as meet her in a conversation with Andrew Roberts later on this hour. Also on today's show, you know, we do love our regular spotlights on authors, but what if you are an aspiring author? Well, Hillary Eastmere, she's here to get some writing tips from writing coach Johanna Vanderpol, who has plenty of writing and publishing credits to her name. And speaking of writing and publishing, Lewis is going to introduce us to Randy Fred, who's a publisher who's branching out into all sorts of interesting projects and more than just print. And he also has a very, very cool athletic side story as well, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Brian Sugiyama, who's our correspondent in the parks and recreation world, he's going to sit down with Kirsty MacDonald, the parks and open space planner with the city of Nanaimo. And I guess they're going to be talking about building parks, building playgrounds. And I did check out to make sure they weren't talking about planning to cut down all of the trees in Nanaimo after coating them with egg wash and breadcrumbs, because that would be a poor example of a breaded park chop. A breaded park chop. Anyhow, what about the children? What about the children? Well, Brian's also going to tell us what the kids are up to by chatting with Megan Lum, the recreation coordinator with the city of Nanaimo, about some upcoming youth events happening and also put on by the city. Now, for all of you who are well acquainted with your local psychopaths, Anna Bosa is going to be helping you get ready for the local fall biking season. So she'll be speaking with Tyler Walker. And the irony of someone named Walker talking about biking isn't really lost upon us here, that's for sure. But I got it, hold on, I actually got applause for that one, wow. I got to admit though, if Tyler speaks very eloquently about bikes, that makes him an accomplished spokesperson. Anyways, moving on. If you like books, and yes you do, make sure to be here for Hillary's conversation with Glory Gray, who's the public relations director for the Nanoose Library. They've got a huge book sale coming up in the Bay, also representing a very big anniversary. So again, big book sale, medium book sales, some small book sales as well. Stay tuned for that. I noticed there's some juggling going on in the background, so I think that might have something to do with us kicking the show off with Michael, who's of course a regular musician, and as you can see, he's got a very magical guest here for us, so juggle your schedule around and stick with us for the next 1 hour. You're watching the show right here on Shaw TV.
Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the show right here on Shaw TV. My name is Michael Behrens. I am here with a very, very special guest. If you can mix up a juggler, a flair bartender, a still walker, a fire eater, you have a circus entertainer, and that's who we have here today. I'd like to welcome everybody and meet Nikk Beach. Hey Nick, how are you?
I'm doing good, you know.
Good. Yeah. So you're a circus performer, you're a circus entertainer.
Yeah, very much so.
Very much so. So you juggle, you do a lot of different stuff, you still walk,
anything
that kind of thing.
People laugh.
Anything that makes people laugh. Yeah. So I think that's a big part of it.
Very much so. It's all about entertaining people and giving them, you know, a show using my talents. I'm a juggler mainly, but I do a lot of fire performing. I do a lot of flair bartending. I do some clowning. I do some stilting. Everything.
Wow, that's a big array of stuff.
Very much.
Big array of stuff. You were juggling behind the camera just a couple minutes ago, and it looks like you have some balls in your hand. Can you show us what kind of cool stuff you can do with those, or?
Well, I can drop them.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Awesome.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
No, honestly, you throw them up and they come down. It's like magic.
It's like magic.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like
no
gravity.
pun intended there. That's
no,
great.
No, not at all. So you always drop them. That's the best part.
Wow. So you've been doing this for a number of years now, all across the island. You've been performing. So what kind of places have you been to? What kind of shows have you done?
Well, you know, some of my best shows have been roving entertaining with big festivals, like I did Vancouver Island Music Festival, and then I've done some stage shows, like the Victoria International Juggling Festival. That was nice as well. I've done things involving stilting and club spinning, like I did the Maple Sugar Festival in Bevan. Yeah, we did lots all around Nanaimo.
Holy cow! That sounds pretty good. So you're how old? You're 19 years old now.
Last time I checked.
And you've been doing this for how long?
About 2.5 years now.
About 2.5 years. Wow. So you've become pretty established within the circus community, I guess, over the last 2.5 years, doing a variety of things. What made you start?
Well, I picked up one, and then I picked up two, and then the third one kind of came. And then I thought, I can't really hold on to all three, so I just might as well keep going.
Wow.
No. What really got me into it was photography. I had a big background in that, and I saw a very visual, entertaining thing. I saw something that looked great, and I said, you know what, I want to be in front of the camera, just like now, instead of behind it.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's more fun to be the matter.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's an interesting start. So you're juggling balls, that kind of thing. What other kind of things do you like to juggle?
Well, I do juggling rings, I do fire juggling balls, I do juggling clubs, I, juggle appointments, I juggle dates, I juggle ladies. I mean,
wow.
Well, just a juggler. It's not very focused.
Okay, so beyond juggling, you walk on stilts too?
Very much so.
Very
they make
much
me
so?
taller.
They make you really?
Yeah, it helps on those dates.
So for guys like that's vertically challenged like myself, that would help.
Yeah. Very much
Thanks,
so.
Nick.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's great. So we're going to be seeing a little bit of you a little later on in the show. You're going to be doing some other types of juggling, and you're probably going to even try to teach me how to do that.
It's a lost cause, but I'll do my best.
Okay, that sounds great. And we're going to be eating some fire a little later, is that right?
Very much so. I love spicy food.
You love spicy food, that's great. So I'm pretty sure that we're going to have everybody join us a little later on in the show. Do you want to juggle your way out of this?
Sure, might as well.
That is awesome. Now it's time to go over to Hillary on the main set, where she's going to do her interview.
Hey, I'm Hillary. You're watching the show on Shaw TV. I'm joined today by a writing coach, Johanna Vanderpol. Thank you so much for being here today. So I think there's a lot of people who, are aspiring writers, would like to be writing a novel, maybe a song or a blog, but it's hard to get started. That's where you come in.
That's where I come in. Yeah.
So you're hosting a writing workshop coming up October 25th, but you were telling me about some top 10 tips that people can take to heart if they would like to get writing.
Yeah. To start, write.
Right. Okay. You actually have to put pen to paper,
Yeah.
put your fingers
Yeah,
on the keyboard.
or on the keyboard. But a lot of people don't write because they think they're not good enough.
Okay, so you got to believe in yourself.
Yeah. So it's about breaking it down and finding ways to get courage to take 15 minutes to write.
15 minutes a day?
Yeah, 15 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. Talk to somebody about writing. Talk to somebody about what you want to write about. Because most of us feel shy about, I want to write a novella about a crime scene, and it's done in a small voice, right? But try it for 15 minutes.
So share your ideas with people. Now, keeping with the juggling theme, people have so much going on in a day. It's hard to actually find those 15 minutes. How do you recommend that people beat that procrastination beast?
Well, if it's really in you and it keeps coming back, maybe 15 minutes less of Facebook.
Ooh, Facebook, the
Yeah.
ultimate time waster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's
It's
not
got
just
me
Facebook
too.
though. It's there are these distractions.
Yeah.
But so you're saying set a timer and sit down and really commit to writing.
Yeah.
I think we all have this image in our head when aspiring writers are trying to get going. They're writing something down. They're crumpling up the paper, or throwing it over their shoulder. There's a huge pile of wasted paper. But you were talking about not worrying about mistakes at the beginning.
Yeah, I think that's what makes writing start, is to do this thing I call no mistakes writing, which means it's not about not making any mistakes. It's about being able to write whatever shows up.
Okay, and just getting it down
Yeah.
and not trying to shut down that voice in your head that says edit, edit, edit.
Yeah.
You can worry about that later.
Yeah, yeah. It's about getting the critical editor to stand over there for 10 minutes. It's about not worrying about spelling. It's about not worrying about grammar. It's about when something absurd comes up, write it down anyway. It's about take all those beliefs that you think of how it should be and put them aside for 10 minutes.
And just keep those creative juices flowing, like you said. Share your ideas with other people, and that's where writing workshops come in, because then you can be in a room full of other aspiring writers and inspire each other.
Yeah, that's one of the ways to keep it alive, is to talk to other people and be in a room with other writers or other aspiring writers and start talking about something you've never maybe spoken about. I'm thinking about the writer who has always said, I've always wanted to write a book or a poem or but they have never really talked about it. That's the start.
And you have actually written 2 books, one about emotional intelligence, another one that's coming out as an ebook soon, so you know what you're talking about. You're going to be hosting this writing workshop coming up October the 25th.
Yep.
You have space for about 15 aspiring writers. All of the information's on the screen if people want to get in touch with you, and you can help coach them through their first writing experience, and then you'll be there after the workshop. They can reach out if they have questions.
It's going to be fun.
Fun time. All right, excellent. Well, thank you, Johanna, so much for joining me today. And next up, we are, well, I'm going to take your tips to heart and hopefully get my own writing started, and maybe I'll be attending your workshop. You never know.
That'd be
I'm
fun.
going to beat that procrastination beast for sure.
Right.
Okay, next up, heading over to Lewis.
Thank you very much, Hillary. It's a very appropriate juxtaposition of guests. Your guest has to do with writing, my guest has to do with publishing. Randy, welcome to the show, just to start with. Very good of you to join us here. I understand that in your life you've done a number of remarkable things. You've produced videos, you've been a publisher, you published in this magazine, for example, Face Magazine. You've published books, all the while being completely blind. Could you talk a bit about how you're able to do that, Randy?
Well, the communications industry, you know, just like this crew here, like it's a lot of teamwork. And I was fortunate in getting a start in Nanaimo here with some great mentors, Ron Smith from Olican Books and Steve Guppy from Olican Books, and then out of Vancouver with Steve Osborne, who founded and published Arsenal Pulp Press, and then is currently publishing Geist magazine. So it takes a lot of faith and trust in other people, you know, like graphic artists and writers and editors, and you know, when you can't see, you know, the product, you know, and can't see the work in progress, it's you know, my role as a publisher and producer has mainly been coordinating and organizing, and you know, just making sure that all the steps are done professionally along the way.
Well, it's obviously paid off, because this magazine shows the quality of the work that's been done with your team.
Yeah, and so it culminated in my being presented with the 2005 Gray Campbell Distinguished Service Award for my contributions to the BC publishing industry.
That is amazing. You've also co-founded an important society to do with the preservation and promotion of the Hulkaminam language. Could you talk a little bit about that, Randy?
Sure, yeah. It's a current project, and what we're doing is on our website, www.cmmedia.com, is archiving and preserving the Hulkaminam language with audio and video. And at this stage, we're not intending to teach the language. Like, what we're doing is making materials available in the Hulkaminam language to be used by those wanting to learn the language, and to be used by fluent speakers, you know, to have material to listen to. And so with that project, what we're doing right now is we're looking for people, Indian residential school survivors, who are eligible for the $3,000 education credit, and the deadline is coming up quick at the end of October. But you know, that $3,000 can be used to you know, can be put towards projects with CM Media Society.
That's really exciting. I understand you're off to New Zealand, Randy.
Yeah.
What takes you there?
Beginning of September, I won the national championship for visually impaired lawn bowling, and the gold medal made me eligible to play in the World Championship in Wellington, Lower Hutt, New Zealand in February. So we're busy fundraising right now. It'd be, you know, to get to New Zealand, myself and my coach, it'll cost, you know, $8,000 to $10,000. So we're busy organizing events.
Awesome. Well, I sure hope you make it, Randy. Well, listen, thank you very much for being on the show. It's very, very exciting, and it's a great privilege having you here. And now I'm going to throw it over to Brian and with Kirsty from the city of Nanaimo.
Thanks, Lewis. I have with me today Kirsty MacDonald, who is the Parks and Open Space Planner with the City of Nanaimo. And we're going to talk about a program that's been on for a number of years, the Volunteer in Parks program, the VIP program as it's known. Kirsty, can you tell me a little bit about what the purpose and where it all started with the VIP program?
Well, there's actually quite a long history of partnerships and volunteers working in Nanaimo's parks, and it dates back to the early 1900s, really, when volunteers helped to build Bowen Park, and then also in the 50s when volunteers helped to build Westwood Lake Park. And since then, since actually 1982, City Council has initiated something called the Volunteers in Parks program, which has driven really all our neighborhood park development. And since 1982, over 70 playgrounds have been developed in this program, as well as a number of community gardens and other partnerships with local groups.
Good, good. Now, one of the things with playgrounds, and certainly the nature of playground development has certainly changed as funds have become more limited, and you certainly want to get the neighborhoods involved. And we're going to talk about one in particular at Hawthorne subdivision, but you've done some of these and others, and your title page even shows that. And we'll go to some of the slides here, I think, and then we can refer to those. I think the first one is of Kenwell Park, where you did one a number of years ago, did a playground?
We did, we've done, like I said, over about 70 playgrounds since 1982, and Kenwell Park was done in the late 2000s, but over the years there's been a number of examples throughout the city, especially in the North Nanaimo recently, where there's been a lot of subdivision development, and then again also in Harewood, where there's some new subdivisions as well. But really the reason we meet with a neighborhood and actually design a park with a neighborhood is we want to know who lives in that neighborhood. And we want to know, are there children there? Are there seniors? Are there teenagers? And what really does the neighborhood want to see in their park? So it's a community development process, and it's a collaborative process where the city just doesn't come in and just put something in the park, but it's a compilation of a number of people's heads and efforts involved. And typically the city supports the programs with expertise and also about a 50% grant, and then the neighborhood has to put in an equal amount of work, volunteer hours, and also all their ideas in the visioning for the process. So it's really something that is developed over time with a number of people involved.
Okay, so I guess we're having some technical trouble with the photos, but really, and I guess it hits close to home for me, is the fact that this park at Hawthorne, which is on the corner, I guess just behind, in that new subdivision behind 2nd and Wakesaya, is a new development, is an infill site, has certainly a lot of young families, and they had a park, very nice park, but there was no facilities or amenities in that park. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about how your work started with them?
The program that was done at Hawthorne Park about a month ago, really middle of September, started about a year ago. And the startup was, I had a meeting with as many neighbors as wanted to come, and we did a visioning process to see what they required in their park. And a playground was certainly very high up on their list. There were a few other items like interpretive signage and information about a detention pond that's in the park that also made the list. So over the last year, we've worked together to implement it. And the big installation weekend was September 17th. And the neighborhood had about 30 volunteers that came out and helped to install the playground. And the reason that we go through that process, as I explained, is it's really that neighbors get to know each other through that process, they get involved, and we have children watching their parents put in equipment that they then use, and we find that over time that helps to curb vandalism in the park, and the neighborhood really stewards it as their own green space, and that's what we're trying to achieve. Is neighborhood parks should be for the neighborhood that lives around them, and by doing that with the people that live around the park, we find it's a very effective way to get our local green spaces used. Well,
I was involved in that, and I certainly got to meet who were the neighbors in the community. It's been a great process. If you have the chance, certainly get out to, I guess it's on Poets Trail and just off of Jingle Pot Road, and it's certainly a beautiful new park playground site. It's not overly big, it's just right for the neighborhood, and I think that's what they had input into. Thank you very much for coming in, Kirsty, and we'll have to get you in and talk a little bit more about some other aspects of volunteers in parks. And we'll throw over to Andrew.
Well, thanks, Brian, and cheers to Matt Carter for spending the entire day yesterday at the Cedar garbage dump looking for something to wear. You found it, buddy. That takes some dedication, doesn't it? Anywho, I'm here with Laryssa Campbell. Thanks for being here, Laryssa.
Thanks.
So how did you get into music?
I think I was about 4 or 5. I started performing. I'm First Nations, and my dad taught me how to sing and dance traditionally. And I guess from there, I picked up guitar when I was about 13. My uncle gave me my first guitar. My fiance kind of taught me the D and the G and all the simple stuff, and just took off from there. Started writing right away. I think I was about 13 when I wrote my first song.
Wow, what did you play your first show?
I think it was a wedding, actually. Or it might have been at some kind of a singing talent competition. That was a long time ago.
How nervous were you?
I was pretty nervous.
Yeah. Are you nervous right now?
No.
No? Good, good. And you just recently played a sold-out show with Daniel Wesley in Courtenay. How was that?
It was amazing. It was, yeah, he's really great. I've always listened to him, and, you know, to play with somebody who I respect so much was a great opportunity, yeah. It was very fun. Lots of people were there.
Yeah, I heard. That's great. And you're in a band as well.
Yes. We're called Little Big Shot. We do a lot of cover songs, some country. We do a little bit of everything, though. So we do like blues, originals. We even do rock. We do covers of like Sublime and Black Keys and everything. So come check us out.
Right on. What were some of your musical influences?
Musical influences. I think just growing up watching my uncles, you know, drink and strum on guitars and jam together. I always looked up to that and thought they were super cool. So I guess my family would be my musical influences.
Who do you like to play with in Courtenay? Do you have any favorite performers that you've played with in the past?
Performers. Oh, I played with Neil Osborne at the Avalanche one time.
Cool.
That was fun. Yeah, 5440. It was great. That was a good time. And then Daniel Wesley. That was awesome.
Do you have any advice you could give to inspiring musicians?
Just keep at it. If you hear, for every person that says they don't like what you're doing, I guarantee you there's about 10 people who do like what you're doing. So just stick at it. You know, practice as much as you can, because, you know, you don't start off really amazing at first, right? And so just stick to it.
Cool. And where can people find your stuff online?
I'm on SoundCloud. I do a lot of stuff on SoundCloud. I have my originals and some covers with my band. So that's soundcloud.com/Laryssa Campbell.
Cool. And where can people see you perform next?
I'm actually going to be here in Nanaimo on October 16th at the Longwood Brew Pub. I think that's a Thursday, and I go on at about 9 o'clock.
Nice. Now, when you write a song, do you write the music or the lyrics first? How do you go about that? It's
kind of hit and miss. It's just depending on the mood. Sometimes I'll be sitting there just jamming, and I'll be like, I do like that, you know, the rhythm and the chord progressions, and I'll just remember it. And then sometimes I'll be sitting there writing lyrics and just put 2 and 2 together, or sometimes I'll just jam and I'll sing out a melody all at once. Perfect. Well, thanks, Laryssa, for being here. You can check out more online at soundcloud.com/Laryssa Campbell. Go see her at a show. You're going to play a song for us? I will. Awesome. Take it away. Thanks. What's your last name? It must be Campbell, 'cause you're good, yeah. Got that kiss me smile and got me thinking that I wish I could. But everybody around here knows me. Well, come on, baby, come on, show me. But everybody around here knows me. Let's go somewhere people can't see. Everybody knows me. every time you do. Yeah, bat those eyes. I can't tell if they're green or blue. Got everybody in you staring, and trying to see what you're wearing. Got everybody up in you staring, yeah. Everybody knows me. Around here, everybody knows me. Where you been? I've been waiting for a guy like you to come on in, so I can show 'em what I can do. But everybody around here knows me. Well, come on, baby, come on, show me. But everybody around here knows me. Let's go somewhere people can't see. Everybody knows me. Around here, everybody knows me. Everybody knows me. Everybody knows me. Everybody up in here knows me.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Laryssa Campbell, very nice stuff there. First off, I want to apologize for trying to throw that water cup in Andrew anyways. But he's right. I did get this shirt here at the Cedar Dump, and I thought it'd be a nice thing to wear on the first day of hockey. So, anyways, you are watching the show right here on Shaw TV. Laryssa will be back with a couple more songs later on this hour. Make sure to stay tuned for that. What else we also checked out today? We've had some pro riding tips. We found out about building parks and playgrounds right here in Nanaimo. We've also talked about publishing, and later up, we're talking about some upcoming recreation programs for youth in Nanaimo. We're to prepare to rock your bike for the fall biking season. Mind you, when Andrew Roberts goes biking, it's always fall season. If you see that guy with his sense of balance there. All right, we're also going to find out more about a big book sale happening in the Nanoose. In addition, of course, more fun coming up with Mike and Nikk Beach. Nikk Beach, that's what they call my face after I shave with a really bad razor. Anyhow, first up, I'll tell you about something, the Nanaimo Museum. They need your help. Todd just got that joke. Yes, the Nanaimo Museum needs your help. The museum is currently working on an exhibit called 1950s Christmas that's going to be on display through December. I'm sure you can probably guess the theme by the title of the event, but what they really want to do in the 1950s Christmas theme is highlight toys, which makes a lot of sense. They get a lot of youngsters coming through the doors of the museum during the holiday season. So then where do you come in? Well, if you have any toys from the 1950s, and unfortunately ColecoVision does not count, well, the museum, they might be interested in having them on loan from you for the exhibit. Very cool stuff. So to find out if your 1950s toys are appropriate for the exhibit, I don't think a lamp in the shape of a lady's leg is probably appropriate. Take a photo of them, send it to museum curator Amy Greenaway at amy@nanaimomuseum.ca. That's AIMEE at nanaimomuseum.ca prior to October 24th, and they'll let you know if your toys are a fit for them. For more information on the exhibit or on getting your toys in there for loan, check them out online at www.nanaimomuseum.ca or call 250-753-1821. And now it's time to head back over this way. I think our boys Mike and Nikk have another something going on here.
Absolutely.
Something spicy, am I right?
That's right. It's going to get a little hot in here.
All right. I'm going to get over this way. You guys take care of the heat.
We are back with a very talented circus performer, circus entertainer, Nikk Beach, also known as Dr. Sick. Dr. Sick.
Dr. Sick.
Why the name?
Well, my name's Nikk, and I had to come up with something original. So I thought I would just go with Dr. Sick.
Dr. Sick?
Well, you know, and you know, when you have the name Doctor, people trust you. And when you play with fire for a living, trust is always a good thing to have.
Perfect. Yeah. Perfect.
Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Sure you are. So before we get to any of the fire stuff that you're going to do here today, let me ask you a couple things. Why fire?
Because people like fire. It makes people excited. People are always interested in the flame, interested in kind of what's dangerous. At the same time, if I can control what's dangerous, you're interested in me.
Absolutely. Very, very good point. Now, it's pretty dangerous. So what kind of safety factors are there? What kind of safety precautions do you take?
Well, there's always the proper safety precautions in the sense that I have proper training. I know my props. I know the fuel. I know what I'm working with. I have experience what I'm doing with. Therefore, I trust myself, and therefore people around my performance can trust me. That being said, there's always proper safety fire blankets. There's always proper water, you know, always something able to put out the flame. There's always a fire extinguisher on duty. Yes, we have one. I checked.
Good.
Just making sure.
Good. So without any further ado, you're going to light something up here.
Might as well light something on fire.
Let's see some fire.
Sounds like a good. You guys are all ready for it, right?
I think we're ready.
All right. Hopefully. It worked. All right, that's a first. All right. So first you do a pull.
All right.
I have too many. Okay, let's get rid of one.
Whoa!
Crap, there's still one left. Okay, wait, you ready?
Yeah.
Oh no. They're both gone. Let's see if we can get one back. All right. Oh, we got it back. Okay. You know, it's actually not that hot. You can touch it. It's fine. It's really.
No thanks. That's not my kind of thing. I don't like that at all.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
All right.
Whoa.
Wow. All right. One more time.
All right, one more?
One more.
One more?
Oh, wow. Good job, Nick. That's awesome. Or should I say Dr. Sick?
Thank you very much.
Wow, so you're available for a whole bunch of different events and that type of stuff?
Absolutely. Whatever you want me there for.
Wow, well that is tremendous. And I think a little later on you're going to teach me how to do a little bit of juggling.
I will try.
We will give that a shot. All right.
You want to try this?
No, thank you. Not at all. All right, I think it's time to head over to Brian on the main set.
Thanks, Michael. We're here to talk about youth activities, and kids, don't do that at home. So I have with me today Megan Lum, who is the Recreation Coordinator for Youth Programs in the City of Nanaimo. Megan, youth programs, and probably the most well-known one is the Leaders in Training program. You have that running in the fall as well as the summer?
You bet, yeah. So the summer past, summer 2014, was actually our 32nd summer of the Leaders in Training program in Nanaimo, which makes us super well established, and we had over 90 kids that participate in that program. But what a lot of people don't know is that we also run the program in the fall. So we're getting ready to gear up for the fall session, and that'll start with their orientation on October the 18th, and accumulate with kind of the end of their workshops on the 24th. So we anticipate the volunteers coming out of that program will be ready to start helping out at community events in and around the Halloween season, and they'll be up and running until the end of March.
So there's still some space in that program?
There is, yeah, space both in the Leaders in Training program, which is kind of our level 1, and also in the Quest program, which is level 2. So that's coming up pretty quick.
Beyond that, there's a number, you've got a whole brochure here on youth activities. Yeah. There's a number of things happening, and it goes from everything from the interest in music and hip hop, and I guess one of the things you had very popular, and it's been popular over the years, is learning to DJ.
Yes, yeah. We've got our Learn to DJ program back with DJ Allgood, who's a local DJ, but quite well accomplished. And he's going to be, he has a Turn Temple, which is a really cool mobile DJ station that he's going to be using to teach teens DJ skills. So hoping to really kind of engage those kids who have a real passion for music, but aren't necessarily wanting to play an instrument. And so we're hoping to get that one up and running this fall.
Good. One of the key things people often talk about is getting teens and youth more active. And I know you have a number of sports and fitness type activities. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, you bet. So this is the first season that we've run a floor hockey program out of Oliver Woods, and that's going super well so far. We also started a teen badminton class this year as well. We wanted to kind of build from our junior program, and we were finding there wasn't really a place for them to go. That's been really successful so far. And And with both of those, it's important for people to know that even if the program's started, we can normally accommodate registration after the start date as well. So if you're interested, for sure, give us a shout. Also coming up this fall, we've got a Teen Fit class, which is the first time that we've offered a fitness class specifically for teenagers. So they're looking to get kind of some of those basic skills around how to work out and get a little bit into better shape. Then that would be an awesome class to check out. So that's all in our youth flyer and in our activity guide.
And that's this flyer? Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Big event coming up at the end of October. Your Parks and Rec has been known for providing these all ages, teen, all schools dances. And there's one coming up at Bevan Park.
You bet. Yep, we're really excited. This is the first time we've hosted a teen dance on Halloween. So it will actually be on Friday, October 31st, and we're encouraging kids between grade 8 and 12 to come out, dress up in their best costumes, and come hang out with us. We're really wanting just to provide a really safe, fun space for them to hang out at Halloween, visit with their friends from the other schools, and just have a great time. So.
And I know those are well supervised, well chaperoned events that parents can feel really comfortable with their kids coming to this.
Absolutely, yeah. And if anybody, parents or otherwise, have some questions about that, they can give me a call. By all means, I'm happy to chat about that.
So your contact numbers and email are all up on the screen. And certainly, if you have any questions about that, just contact Parks, Recreation, and Culture at their regular number, 756-5200.
You betcha.
Thanks for coming in, Megan.
Thanks for having me.
And we head over to Anna with bicycles.
Thank you, Brian. And today my guest is Tyler Walker, and he is from Hub City Community Cycles. He's got it on his t-shirt, so I wouldn't forget. Cycles Community Cooperative. Welcome.
Good time.
And today you brought a special.
This is a bike.
Your friend, I guess.
It's got wheels, it's got a frame. Most people aren't familiar with bikes. Well, actually, that's a big assumption, but this is our electric bike. It's our food delivery vehicle. We do everything with it. It's kind of like a motorcycle, but a lot slower.
Wow.
So you can nap when you're riding it. You can like do your hair if you're talented.
You can nap while you're riding your bike?
Well, you know,
no. I don't know about that.
It's more relaxed. You know, you can see birds and rabbits and things.
And you can still pedal it. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
excellent.
It's like a bike in every way, except it weighs more. But the compensation is that it has a throttle. So you get tired on a hill, you're like, you know what, I'm done riding for today. There you go, just got it and you're gone.
Wouldn't I love that? Because I ride my bike every day to work. And what I've noticed, because now the times have changing, it's getting colder out, it's getting darker out, and these days, what do you have to do to prepare yourself for this type of weather? I know what I do at 6:30 in the morning.
A good cup of coffee is good.
Yeah, I do that first.
Pack your lunch. Make sure go out expecting to get wet. Go out expecting to have to deal with some elements and things like that.
This, I want one of these actually, because my helmet doesn't have one yet. But that is, you said, your most important, warmest thing.
This is like wearing a tent on your head. So in addition to like wool and everything else, this thing blows my mind. It's amazing to be able to ride out in wet weather, and to have your head stay dry, because
it's so important.
Helmets have vent holes.
And they do.
So venting plus rain equals wet.
And cold.
And cold. And on your head, it's especially cold. So having a dry head is amazing.
It is, too.
In addition to that, having lots of layers that you can take off and put in your saddlebag.
And what I noticed with this, and which really, really important, are the reflectors, of course, because it is so dark. It gets dark way too quickly now, unfortunately, but that's part of our season. Now, you were going to tell us a little bit about some of the things that Hub City Cycles does in our community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it is a cooperative, correct? So can you tell us a little bit about what you guys do and what to expect when, let's say, if I come in and need some help?
Yeah, pretty much there's always, we work with a lot of low-income folk, we work with people of all backgrounds. Nanaimo has this beautiful diversity. There's lots of, there's a big range of people here. And so we offer lots of opportunities for people when they come in to get the bike fixed.
Right.
For example, we are a full-service shop, so you give us your bike, you want it fixed, no problem. Give us money at the same time, we're afterwards or whatever. perfectly okay with us. If you also want to learn about how to fix your bike, we're also that venue.
No, I've seen downtown you guys have up on the billboard, you talk about that a little bit, and I think that's pretty cool because it'd be something handy for, just a quick little fix. Now, can you do something, what would be simple for you to do to show us what we can do?
A real quick test, a way to know if your brakes are working really well.
Yes.
Anybody can do this at home because you don't need any tools.
Okay.
Pick up the front wheel of your bike. Our bike is very special because it picks up its own front wheel.
Right. Really?
Take your front wheel and spin it. If your wheel stops quickly,
that means
without even touching it, your brakes are rubbing. That's the equivalent of pulling a seal behind you.
Right.
Which isn't very easy.
Which is no fun.
You try it, it's really hard.
It does suck. It is really, really bad.
That's the spokesperson. Yeah, and so what can cause a wheel to rub on its brakes? If the brakes are improperly adjusted, that can happen.
Right.
If the wheel becomes bent, which can also happen, say you get in a crash, or say you put it in the back of your SUV or something like that, and it falls out of the car or something, your wheel gets bent. It happens.
Right. It does
happen. Without noticing it, you start riding your bike and you're like, oh wow, it's really hard to ride up hills all of a sudden. I must be out of shape. Man, I got to go to the gym. or
there's an
I'm
issue.
just not going to ride anymore. But really, we could fix your wheel for you. It's not that big of a deal. And your bike, biking.
And it's just a quick fix.
Yeah, typically, like 15 minutes or whatever, but it's.
And you guys also have a website, so people can reach you through your website, and it is
hubcitycycles.ca.
And is that your email? What's your email?
info@hubcitycycles.ca.
That is excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And we're going to go to Hillary on the main set.
Thanks. Rolling right along now, I am joined by Glory Gray, and we're going to talk about the Nanoose Library's giant book sale coming up. This is actually your 40th anniversary celebrating for the Nanoose Library.
That's right. Let us talk about the exciting world of books, Hillary. I'm already starting to train for this. That means I'm lifting weights. We got to be able to hold more books. It's a giant book sale. We got to hold a lot of books here.
Yeah, and we had some confusion earlier. We thought it's giant books. No, it's the number of
many books.
Yes, absolutely. And we're talking about this is coming up October 18th and 19th, and this is so very important for the library because, as most people maybe don't know, it's actually not part of the Vancouver Island Regional Library System. This is a completely volunteer-run library.
That's right. It was started in 1974, all volunteers. There are no staff, so we depend on our great 40 volunteers. We say that we have 40 friendly volunteers and one grouch.
Oh, the grouch. That's
yeah, who's
you, right?
the grouch? I don't know. Maybe
okay.
Maybe it's me.
I don't think it's you. Well, so it's in a log cabin in Nanoose, a landmark that many people may know. Like you said, started in 1974, and today still there in the log cabin. And this giant book sale, this is one of the important ways that you raise money every year.
That's right. Because we are all volunteer and we're not part of the regional system, we depend on this and all of our other fundraisers throughout the year to keep books on our shelves for our members.
Okay, so people can come out to the book sale. Most books, only $1. That gets
only
dangerous for people like me. Book lovers, yikes. Like, I'm going to have to buy another bookshelf.
Absolutely.
That's okay, though.
That's okay. And it's 9 to 4 on Saturday. 12 to 4 on Sunday. That's because, Saturday we were staying up late reading all the books that we bought, so we let people sleep in a little bit on the Sunday.
Oh, that's very thoughtful. Okay, so and what about the book selection? Are there books for kids, for adults, all kinds of readers?
For everybody, because a lot of these books we get from donations. That's the majority of them, or sometimes they're ones that we're circulating on our shelves. But so that you can really find anything. We actually have a lot of people who sell used books coming to our stores because they're such a great deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good deal. And there's other ways to support the library as well. You could become a friend of the library for only $6.
$6
That's my
a
average
year.
library fine.
Oh, yeah, average library fine
Yeah.
in 1 week.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly.
Okay, great. And so everyone knows where the library is, but remind us, for those of us who haven't been to the library.
That's right. So you take the exit off of the highway from the Petrocan, which is where you're slowly going whenever there's a lane blockage. So you'll know where Nanoose is. Northwest Bay Road, and it's this lovely log cabin that is right in the heart of Nanoose. Yeah, across from the elementary school. Right
Okay,
there.
well, I'll be one of those people camping out early for the book sale, and I'm going to work on the muscles.
Working on the muscles. Start training.
Okay, excellent. Well, Glory, thank you so much for joining me today. Can't wait to see you at the giant book sale.
Thanks.
Next up, we're heading over to Laryssa. She's going to play us a song, A Little Bit of Country.
I don't know if I'm country, but I sure love trucks. Chevy Silverados and short box Ford pickups. I like to go on adventures down older roads with a beer in one hand and the other is a smoke. Yeah, my country now, tough and out, rough enough around the edges, drinking out, smoking out, swearing enough to be a redneck. If you ask me, we're all a little bit country. My boyfriend has an F-250 Lariat, and if I wasn't in the picture, he'd probably marry it. He rebuilt that engine from the ground up, and I don't know if he's country, but he sure does love his truck. Is he country now, tough and out, rough enough around the edges, drinking out, smoking out, swearing enough to be a redneck? If you ask me, we're all a little bit country. My uncle took me camping a few years back. I shot off my first rifle, in the scope there was a crack. And he gave me my first guitar when I was just 13. And it was the coolest acoustic I had ever seen. Yeah, my country now, tough and out, rough enough around the edges, drinking out, smoking out, swearing not to be a redneck. If you ask me, we're all a little bit country. Yeah, my country now, tough and out, rough enough around the edges, drinking out, smoking out, swearing enough to be a redneck. But if you ask me, we're all a little bit country.
And we are back here on Shaw TV, back with Nikk Beach, aka Dr. Sick.
Hey.
Hey.
How you doing?
Well, I don't think we can beat the fire eating that you did earlier.
Well, you can.
No, I can't. You're absolutely right. There's no way we'd even try to do that. Now, you've had a chance to perform and juggle and fire eat and still walk and that kind of thing all over the island. Yeah, what kind of places have you been to?
Well, I've been all up and down this gorgeous island. I've done a lot of performing in Parksville. That's where I'm personally from. I've done a lot of performing all over Nanaimo. I've done Courtney. I've done Victoria and all the way up the island. You know, this is my home, so I like touring where I'm from.
Wow, that's perfect. And through those travels, you've had the chance to do some seminars and stuff where you teach people how to juggle.
Yeah, I do small groups where I work with people one-on-one. I will also do bigger groups where I'll do sessions and I teach them how to juggle. I do basic introduction to fire performing, fire eating, fire safety. I do a lot of juggling performing when it comes to teaching kids how to start into it. You know, they start with ribbons and, you know, nice stuff like that. We do school tours.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, I want to be able to teach the next generation
So I'm
how
going to
to
give you
be
a
a clown.
challenge. I don't know how to juggle. Do you think you can teach me how to juggle?
I doubt it, but let's try.
Thanks, Todd Jones.
Does anyone have any faith? I don't think so.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
All right, so what do we do?
All right. Now, the first rule... Do you think you could juggle two with using both hands? No?
Through two?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe?
I think so.
All right, well, the first trick to learning how to juggle 3 balls, not 1, not 2, but 3, is to drop the 3rd ball. Congratulations, you did a good job. All right, now you're going to put 2 in one hand and leave this hand free. Magic hand. You know the magic hand?
Magic hands.
Magic hand. Magic hand. All right, so you take this, and I just want you to take this ball over here. I want you to just go, and then you go, You have to gasp.
Okay. Good.
Fantastic.
That's
All right.
2.
That's 2. Good job. You're almost there. Now I want you to go 1, 2. I want you to be nice and clean about it. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2.
So you want to throw it before it lands?
Yeah.
On the other one?
Go.
Okay. Doesn't matter which one first.
As long as it's the one with the ball in the hand. Fantastic.
Okay. Good.
All right. Now one more
I think
time.
I can go the other way though. I think that's the only way I can go.
What? What? All right. All right. All right. You ready for the 3rd?
Sure.
I doubt it, but all right. Oh.
Okay.
All right, there you are. Okay,
Here
first
we
thing.
go.
Ready? So you take this ball, and I want you to go 1, 2, 3. So that's 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. 1. Ready? So it's first, second, third.
1, 2, 3.
First.
Okay. 1, 2.
Oh, no, one more
supposed to
time.
let go
No,
of
higher.
this
I gotta go higher.
Okay. Higher.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Everyone's afraid of you. All right. Oh, there we go. Nice job. You ready for the next step?
I don't think I can do it
You
again.
ready? Okay.
Sure, I'm ready for the next step.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
Your
yeah,
turn.
no, I'm gonna leave that one to you. There's no way I can do that at all.
How about clubs? Can you try clubs?
I can't try clubs, but why don't you show us?
I'll do some clubs. All right, I'll show you. Clubs are a lot like balls, but they don't look anything like them.
Perfect.
See, it's just 1, 2, 3. If you can count to 3, you can juggle.
You know what? I'm going to stick to doing all the magic stuff. I'll let you do all the juggling, all the stilt walking, all the fire eating, everything else. Wow, that's great, Nick. Hey, you know what? I just want to say thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Joining us and entertaining us and eating fire.
I'm sorry I didn't light the place on fire.
Well, that's good, because we want to keep it around. We want to keep it around.
No,
Oh,
your turn. Come on. No.
Oh, you can do it, Matt.
I thought it was Howie's hacky sack. No, that's Howie. Is this yours? I think it's Howie's.
Here, wait, no, you throw it up. No, nice. You throw it. Oh no, Matt. Okay, throw it up one more time. There you go. You gonna catch it? You ready? Ready?
All right, big round of applause for Matt.
I can't even do it on the back, so exactly. Awesome. Nick, oh, nice to see you. Thank you so much for
My
being
pleasure.
here.
Thank you.
Michael, thanks so much for picking this segment up. And
no problem.
I got to admit, I'm really impressed with all the circus skills you really have going on here. And I'm glad both you guys are here as well, because it was just one or the other. It'd sort of be like a classic case of a king without his clown. All right. And actually, Nick, do you know that Michael's a magician? Because really, he can get out of a trap easily. A trap easily. All right, I tell you, I'm all excited and stuff when I'm walking around. You know, when I'm lying, tamer. When I'm lying, tamer. What? Hey, you know, my buddy Raymond over there, he absolutely detests low-fat beef so much. Actually, when he sees it, he stomps all over it, messing with his feet. I asked him one time, why do you trampoline meat? Why do you trampoline meat? Oh, by the way, when it comes to the winter months, what is the best drink, bar none, in Bailey's? And hot chocolate, bar none. And that's a really old school joke, bar none and Bailey's hot chocolate. Well, I tell you, these jokes actually get any worse. They're gonna pull me away from here with a tight rope. So I'm gonna say thanks to all of our guests, all of our staff, all of our volunteers, all over the place, and they're behind the cameras, especially Howie Hennessy over here, because really, we're talking about the jerseys. Now that's the best dressed man right here in the studio. Exactly. All right, there we go. Just about, yeah. Oh, well, he doesn't think I'm the best dressed man. I think he's the best dressed guy. Anyways, you can actually if you want to find more information on the show, you can check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/The Show on Shaw. You can find previous episodes on our Shaw TV Nanaimo YouTube channel as well. And hey, if you got a good story for us, or you want to be on the show, or know someone who should be, just drop a line to our executive producer, Melissa Hall. Her contact is melissa.hall@sjrb.ca. We'd love to have you featured here. And to finish off the show, of course, we have to have one more song for the excellent Laryssa Campbell, and this song is called Dance With You. Thank you so much for watching the show right here on Shaw TV.
Got me asking who's that guy? catch your eye. 'Cause no one does it quite like you, yeah. You know exactly what to do. You got me feeling like I wanna dance, with you, yeah. I wanna dance, with you, yeah. Running circles through my mind. Thinking about you all the time. Well, don't you wanna know who I am, yeah? Well, maybe we can be friends. You got me feeling like I wanna dance, with you, yeah. I wanna dance, with you, yeah. I really wanna dance all night with you. I really wanna dance all night with you. I really wanna dance all night with you. I really